Same-sex couples from all three of those states descended on the Fifth Circuit today, hoping the judges hearing their case would give them a fair listen. And all agreed today was a positive step forward in their direction.
It was very cold, and the line was about to the end of the steps.
Dozens of same-sex marriage supporters and some opponents stood in near-freezing temperatures Friday morning to try to secure a spot in a Fifth Circuit courtroom. Some there as early as 4:30 a.m.
We have layers and pocket warmers and the whole 9 yards.
Inside the courtroom, 3 appeals court judges hearing gay marriage cases from Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi questioned attorneys about federalism and the state's interest in encouraging procreation in opposite-sex marriages. 2 of them seemed skeptical over the state's bans, giving proponents of gay marriage renewed hope.
Man, what a great day.
I think we're in good shape.
All good.
The Texas plaintiff's attorney told a crowd of supporters outside the courthouse he thought they got a fair hearing and spoke directly to the 600,000 gay and lesbian couples living in Texas, 90,000, he says, in committed relationships.
Justice will come. Equality will come. It's going to happen, and we're going to make it happen as soon as we can.
Proponents of the ban argue the states have the rights to decide who can marry, not the courts. Texas voters approved a gay marriage ban in 2005.
The people have been shut out of this process by the judiciary because people want this change to happen way too fast.
The states also say it's in their best interest to promote marriage between a man and a woman.
There's something unique about the biological nature of a man and woman coming together to create a child, and that's different in the same-sex context.
Still, same-sex couples say they leave this courtroom more encouraged than when they walked in, after hearing doubts on gay marriage bans from one of the most conservative courts in the country. A decision from the Fifth Circuit could still be months away, and during that time, the Supreme Court could decide to take up the issue. Currently, 36 states allow same-sex marriage. Reporting in New Orleans, Karina Kling for Capital Tonight. If you want a place in the courtroom, you needed to be in line a couple of days ago. Some people have been here as early as Thursday. I talked to one Texan who's simply holding a spot in line for some friends, but those friends have close ties to the outcome of this case.
We got out here yesterday at Sunday afternoon, slept here last night.
And Texas native turned D.C. student Michael Caballero will sleep on cement one more night.
I've moved exams, I've moved papers to make sure that this, because it's right around final season, so I wanted to make this work, and here I am. Simply for a chance at a ticket to hear the Supreme Court take up gay marriage. He's got good odds, having lined up so early. 49 and 50. The catch, the seats aren't even for him and his friend logging the long hours. Caballero will hand off his place in line Tuesday morning to his friends Mark Ferris and Victor Holmes.
Man, what a great day.
The couple is currently challenging Texas's same-sex marriage ban. They're still waiting on a decision in their case from the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. Because the High Court's ruling could trump that, they're watching closely and felt it was important to fly to D.C. So did Texans on the opposite side of the issue.
We're here because we believe in the sanctity of marriage.
Stephen Hotze with the conservative Republicans of Texas says if the court rules against them, the state's leaders should step in.
If this ruling were to come down, they should say, no, we're not going to honor it. We're going to nullify it. It's wrong. It violates our state's sovereignty over family law and marital law.
A divisive issue, and no matter what side, and even without a seat inside, Caballero says he just wanted to experience it.
It's undeniably a pivotal moment in our history, and I'm very happy to be here and be a part of it and see it firsthand.
Mark Ferris and Victor Holmes are now here in D.C., and we will be letting you know if they do get a place in the courtroom tomorrow morning. The arguments get underway at 10. Reporting in Washington, D.C., Karina Kling for Capital Tonight. Yeah, Paul, well, those opposed to gay marriage say they're hoping the justices leave the decision to the states, but I also spoke with the Texas plaintiffs who say that they think the November wedding that they are planning will be allowed and legal by then in Texas.
Here come the tickets right now.
That orange ticket created quite the controversial morning for Mark Ferris and Victor Holmes.
49 and 50, oh!
Those were their numbers, but someone jumped the line and kept one of the pair from heading inside to hear the Supreme Court take up the constitutionality of same-sex marriage.
Yeah, I'm a little frustrated and disappointed and sorry that I'm not with Vic.
And likewise, also the men.
But the back and forth between opposing sides occurring outside the courtroom.
Justice!
was also happening inside and in Ferris's favor.
They basically shamed the person into giving the ticket back up that they had stolen.
Ferris and Holmes are hoping that streak of luck continues, and the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals quickly issues a decision in their case regarding the Texas ban.
So the Fifth Circuit should not wait now.
If you don't turn from your sin.
Texas groups against gay marriage also showed up in D.C. They say the issue should be left up to the states. Texans voted to ban same-sex marriage in 2005.
I think it was over 76% of Texans said, hey, we want this to be defined as being between a man and a woman.
And they say they'll continue to fight to keep traditional family values intact.
If we don't stand up now, then the next generation's not going to have a voice.
But Holmes and Ferris are hopeful their voices will be louder.
Equality is something that we live for, it's something we fight for, sometimes it's something that we die for. In this instance, I think we're going to see equality come to pass.
State lawmakers are also weighing in on the issue of same-sex marriage. This session, several anti-same-sex marriage bills have been filed. One would bar state and local employees from licensing or recognizing same-sex marriages, even if the Supreme Court authorizes them. Paul?
It's probably hard to put into words for them at this moment, but overjoyed. I think they were also saying bittersweet when we heard from them a little bit earlier, and also that they've cracked a door but hope it swings wide open soon for all Texans. A lot of moving parts in today's first ever same-sex marriage in the state, and lots of questions as to whether it will stand, with the AG and Texas Supreme Court stepping in. But the couple and their attorneys say they're confident they'll move forward with a valid license in hand.
Suzanne Bryant and Sarah Goodfriend are Texas's first legally married same-sex couple.
It's a very important day for everyone who believes in justice and equality.
The two were joined by their teenage daughters at a news conference Thursday afternoon. Earlier that day, they were tying the knot outside the Travis County Clerk's office.
Very surprised. But, you know, first thing this morning, it's already a historic day, and happily a historic day for us.
Travis County Clerk Dana DeBeauvois issued the couple the marriage license. She was given a one-time order by a district court judge to grant them the license for medical reasons.
We had reasons to need to move a little bit faster.
Goodfriend was diagnosed with ovarian cancer last May. She says recent blood tests were good and she's 4.5 months out from her last chemo treatment. But ongoing health concerns made the timing of this marriage critical.
This really is very, very meaningful to our family to have the kind of ability to make personal decisions, health decisions, and financial decisions as a family going forward.
The state's attorney general was quick to intervene Thursday, and the Texas Supreme Court granted his request and issued an emergency order blocking any more gay couples from obtaining marriage licenses. But Goodfriend and Bryant say they think they're safe.
If they want to come in and try and undo this, they will. But we have a valid marriage license, and I don't think they can.
And they hope the rest of the thousands of committed gay couples in Texas can soon follow their lead.
And we're just very grateful that we've had this opportunity to crack the door open in Texas. We hope it will swing wide for everyone very soon.
Earlier this week, another judge in a different Austin case ruled the state's gay marriage ban unconstitutional. That paved the way for the judge to issue a court order in this couple's case.
The two couples who have been fighting the state's same-sex marriage ban since 2013 hugged each other through laughter and even a few tears Friday afternoon. Their court battle is now over.
What a day. What a day.
Nicole DeMettman and Cleopatra De Leon live in Austin but legally married in Massachusetts. Their marriage has not been recognized here until now.
It took the Supreme Court to tell Texas that that is a reality.
Mark Ferris and Victor Holmes already sent out their save the dates in anticipation of a Supreme Court ruling in their favor. Friday, they made the engagement official.
Will you marry me?
Yes.
The attorney for the Texas plaintiffs warned state leaders about going against the Constitution.
If your personal beliefs prevent you from keeping that oath, then you need to step down. You do not have a religious right to violate the oath you took.
Governor Greg Abbott's office issued a directive to state agencies demanding they preserve religious liberties. He later clarified his order, saying that did not mean they're allowed to discriminate against gay employees. Still, groups against gay marriage reiterated some of the measures lawmakers put in place.
The reality is, moving forward in Texas, we have the Pastor Protection Act, which protects pastors, churches, clergy, church property, employees to not be forced to perform a marriage that violates their religious beliefs.
But for the couples who have fought the state's ban, Friday marked an historic move forward in their fight for marriage equality.
I never thought there would ever come a day when I would be able to celebrate my own anniversary. It was always, I was only going to be able to celebrate someone else's.
Karina Kling, Time Warner Cable News. The road to their wedding day has not been without legal hurdles and heartbreak. But Saturday, Mark Ferris and Victor Holmes were all smiles as they finally said their vows.
I can no more envision a world without you than a world without gravity.
The couple fought for more than 2 years for the right to marry in Texas.
And with this ring, I thee wed.
And finally joined the thousands of other same-sex couples who have tied the knot after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in their favor this summer.
I pronounce that they are married under the laws of the state of Texas and the Constitution.
I remember there were some politicians who declared that this day would never occur. And I think they maybe said there would be a cold day in hell. Well, we just had a cold day and we just got married, and it was fantastic.
Ferris and Holmes celebrated with more than 300 family and friends, including their co-plaintiffs in the Texas gay marriage case. And after cutting the cake, the couple capped off the historic day with a choreographed dance. A day they weren't sure they'd ever see.
It was so incredibly well worth the fight.
And are happy to have been a part of making such marriages possible for other Texans. Karina Kling, Time Warner Cable News.